Welcome to For Your Success with Katie Hornor, an inspiring program about overcoming the I'm too small mindset, redefining success, and growing your lifestyle business legacy without fear.
All right, welcome to the For Your Success podcast. Today we have with us Teresa Morgan of biblicalhospitality.com. Teresa, we're so excited to have you here with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so you have a brand new site in the blogosphere space, biblicalhospitality.com, and it is beautiful. I'm so excited. But I would love to introduce you to our listeners so that they get a little bit more of the backstory. How did this come about? Tell us, more about who Teresa is behind the blog, and then we'll get into the blog in a little bit.
Okay. Well, I have done biblical hospitality for over 31 years. Maybe when I started doing hospitality, I didn't realize I had the gift of biblical hospitality. And I've always loved that. I was raised in a Southern home, and so that was a part of our culture and the way we did things. We'd have people over after church on Sundays and for various other events. And over the years, I've just developed this passion for inviting people into my home. We've had missionaries stay in our home. We invited a girl to live with us for about 9 months. And groups like a D-Now group of middle school boys and people, of course, over for dinner. When we were attending another small church, we had 25 people over one Sunday after church for a membership class, and I cooked the whole meal and provided everything. And so I just have a real passion for that. I love it. I want to see people feel like they have a place to belong. And I love the aspect that it creates a community where people can feel they're a part of something and that they're noticed and that everyone is important.
All right. So does that hospitality play into like your work life? Because I know you work outside the home. Does that have anything to do with the job that you have?
No, I currently work as a credit account manager. It's a very fast-paced desk. I deal with many sales reps and various other employees and customers. But I did get to do my hospitality last November when they had the luncheon for Thanksgiving, and I volunteered and I did all of the table arrangements, and so that was fun, and everybody seemed to enjoy that.
What is your favorite thing about hospitality? Like, if you could choose one part of it, what is it that really lights you up?
I think one of the favorite things is when you open your door and you have people come in and you have people sit down at your table and they enjoy the fellowship and the conversation. And when they come in and they say, "Oh, your home feels so comfortable," that's just like having $1 million to me, because it's like, that's what my goal is, to make them feel comfortable and welcome.
Awesome. So how did this lifelong passion for hospitality then drive you to create a website for it?
Well, I tried various things over a number of years, and I tried to make myself fit into DIY home improvements, decorating, and healthy eating and smoothies and things like that. And one day I decided to pull back and just take a breath and a break. And I'm like, it was just like the light bulb went off, and I was like, it has been right in front of me all the time. And I'm like, it's a natural part of who I am. It's like people know me for my biblical hospitality. And it was like, that's what I should have been pursuing all the time. But I think it was a journey for me to get there, to see that is what God has for me to do.
Neat. So once you realized you wanted to have a website, and with the goal then of sharing this passion with other people, and I assume to equip other people in how to do it.
Yes.
What are some of the challenges that you faced, or things that other people could expect? There may be people listening that say, "Hey, I've got a passion for something and I want to share it." What can they expect along the journey of going from I want to share it to having a website or something like that in order to share that message?
Well, I had been involved in some blogging classes, so I knew a little bit about it, and I had a blog, and I knew a little bit about the WordPress and the background of WordPress and the thing, but I was like, how do you get it from point A to launched? And so I had just taken a break from everything. So I rejoined the Blog Connection, and I talked to my husband, and I said, if I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it right, then the person to hire is Katie. So that's how I knew what to do. I heard you, and you helped me make it happen. It's part of my success.
It's been a pleasure to watch as you've grown and done this. And really, that's what holds a lot of people back, I think, is just having someone there to walk them through step by step, which is what we've done. And it's been so exciting to see the transformation now with your site being launched. How did it feel that first day that you were actually live with the website?
Exciting and nervous, because you're like, you are putting yourself out there, and although it's not as visible as it hopefully will become, it's just like, oh my, what are people going to think? I mean, I'm all about quality and excellence, and I'm thinking, is this going to be good enough? I'm not the most excellent writer, but I hope my passion comes through. And so I've had people that have responded and even contacted me, and I didn't ask people, what do you think? But they contacted me and said, I love your site, it's beautiful. And so it's been very positive so far, but I know that there may be some negative things along the way, and that's okay, because your passion, I think for me, my passion overrides all of that, and I can handle the negative things.
That's a good perspective to have. And I'm partial, obviously, but I think your site is beautiful as well. And I'm excited that you are getting that good feedback from folks. Mm-hmm. And what do you think, what is the most important message that you want people to get when they land at biblicalhospitality.com?
That it's really for believers. It's a command. There's 6 different verses, and all of them say practice biblical hospitality, but it's not an option really for believers. It's a command that we're to do that, and it's a part of, I believe it's a part of who God is, that he wants us to participate in. And the way that I see it, studying it and participating in it, is that it's really us extending the grace, love, and mercy that he has extended to us. And we're extending that to other people with an open heart and a servant's heart. And they're going to see a difference if we have the right attitude. And we're really wanting to, I would say, love them into the kingdom.
I love that definition, extending grace, love, and mercy to others, just as Christ has extended that to us. But what does that look like on a practical level? Like, what if we've got younger people listening who maybe don't know exactly what hospitality means because they don't feel like they've ever had it in their life? Mm-hmm. Can you explain maybe some practical ways that you can extend hospitality?
Well, really, hospitality can be in our everyday lives, where we extend that to those that we work with. But it's not the true picture of hospitality. But if you're going to do hospitality, you can do it in as simple as a games night where you invite people to your home and you say, could you bring the chips? Could you bring the dip or whatever? And you provide like the sandwiches or the drinks, and everybody brings something different and everybody comes and shares. That could be one, or it could be as fancy as having someone over for a sit down dinner. And that can be not as complicated as you think, where it's a buffet and you do a crock pot meal and you put it on your counter and they serve themselves. And you just have a simple dessert and a crock pot meal and a salad and drinks. And really, it's about the people. And I think people think, oh my, I can't do that. I don't know how to cook. Well, I have Publix 15 minutes from here. Run and get a bucket of chicken and get some mashed potatoes. And most people like fried chicken, and fix a salad, and you're good to go. So it doesn't have to be complicated. But for young people, I know that a lot of young moms don't like to cook. But I have a solution for them on my blog, in that I call it Quick and Easy Meals. And they take under an hour, and it's basically, most of them are using the crock pot. So that's, to me, is a lifesaver, because it's like kind of like you can just dump it in there, turn it on, and watch it over like 8 hours, and your meal is ready to go. And you don't have to feel like you have to spend 3 hours cooking some gourmet meal. You just want to keep it simple.
That's awesome. We'll have to link to that blog post in our show notes. Does hospitality always have to be in your own home?
No, I have done hospitality in various places. I always love to volunteer, and I always tell them, if you don't need my help, I completely understand. But I've hosted a baby shower for 30 women recently, and I just love doing things like that. Then a couple of years ago, I have a friend that's has a multicultural mission, and the missionaries were coming for a conference to our area, and I was not working full time at that time. And so I said, I'll be glad on Thursday to provide a meal for the missionaries while y'all are having your meeting. And that was a lot of fun. And I've gone to I don't know exactly what you call it, but it's a place where homeless people and lower income people can come every day. And so my husband and I and another church member went and served one Saturday, and we got to serve the people. And we made up bags that they delivered to their homes, those that are shut-ins, and then we served those that came to the center. And so it can be just most anywhere that you can think of, really.
What are some, maybe you can share a story of a particular instance in hospitality where it just really left a big impact on you, or you maybe weren't sure you wanted to do it and then did it anyway and were really blessed by it?
Gosh, I don't know if I can think of one, because I'm always get excited to do it. I always get excited to do it. Gosh, I'm sorry.
Somebody else that your hospitality really meant a lot to.
Well, recently when I did the baby shower, it was, I wasn't too sure, and she really didn't say anything at the time. And then I got the thank you note, and she said it was perfect. And you know, when you're doing it for someone else and you're doing a baby shower, that's you want to make sure that it's is, if you want to say perfect, but you want to make sure you're using the colors and the theme and all that sort of stuff. And what I wanted to do is to make her feel loved, and for the participants to feel welcome. And I had asked that everybody bring a dish that wanted to bring a dish, because I wanted all of the ladies of the church to participate. And so that meant a lot. I don't do it to get a thank you, but it's nice if you do. But you certainly want to make it special for the mother-to-be or the honoree at the event.
Do you feel like personal hospitality, maybe in your home or in your within your family, do you feel like it's something that you need to plan for, or is it something that should just come naturally?
Well, it's a natural part of my life, but there's an aspect of it that you have to plan. Now, if you mean that you just, expect people to drop by, that doesn't happen for me, but I really would say more planning, because people lead very busy lives these days. And so for me, even though I don't have a child at home anymore, we lead a very busy life. So I have to plan everything on a calendar. And so for me, it's planning. But people that are not as big of a planner as I am, that more or maybe laid back, they may feel more comfortable to just say, oh, drop on by and we'll pull something together, drop off at the store on the way and pick up something. It just depends on the person, I think.
What is and maybe we'll end with this here, but do you have a couple of tips for planning hospitality into your schedule?
Yes, I always sit down at the beginning of every month and I look at my calendar and I speak with my husband, because now he's gone into a very busy season. He works a full-time job at the same company where I do. And then he is teaching 3 nights a week, the local school, the Drumline. And so he has football games on Friday night, then he has, Saturday rehearsal sometimes, and then he has competitions. And so we sit down and sync up our schedule and we plan when we're going to have people over. And we feel called at our church to host the new people or the new members, because we feel like we want to be a part of making people feel welcome and finding a place that they belong.
That's awesome. So where do you see your website, biblicalhospitality.com, in 3 years' time?
I would see my website hopefully reaching some pastors and churches that think that maybe hospitality is not important, but really hospitality is an integral part of what God wants to do to reach people for Christ. And so I really would like to move into being maybe a conference speaker, or maybe going and speaking at some women's events, or some events at some churches, to say this is doable. And I kind of like to think of myself as like maybe moving to like a biblical hospitality coach, to say this is doable. I'll walk with you and we can do this together, and we can really, I feel like, build your church on the biblical model that Christ has for the church.
I love that. Very good. Well, thank you very much for sharing your heart with us today. And again, congratulations.
You for having me. Thank you.
Congratulations on the website. And for those of you that are listening, please go and check out the website, biblicalhospitality.com, and all of the resources that Teresa has for you there. She's got some awesome blog posts, and quick dinner ideas, and just real encouragement for you as you reach out to those around you and open your home and your hearts to be a blessing for other people. So thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you guys again next week.
Thanks for listening to the For Your Success podcast, brought to you by our membership community for bloggers, theblogconnection.com. If you're listening via audio, please subscribe and review. If you're a YouTube fan, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, and share. Every action you take to share what we do helps us to be able to continue giving great value. For show notes and links to the resources mentioned in today's episode, please visit foryoursuccesspodcast.com.